This is Anupam back again. Today I'm going to talk about something interesting which I think a lot of users are struggling with. With S4HANA, SAP changed the accounting method to a universal journal called ACDOCA. And I'm not a finance expert, but it's a substantive change, and a lot of users, they are seeking, how do we stream information from this consolidated store of data in ACDOCA. So just to give you a perspective, I was looking at, what's the big change. So this is from help.sap and looks like, GL, COPA, material ledger, asset accounting. See, all of those now post directly into this universal journal. And obviously, it speeds up a lot of processes. If you look at it, in your ECC world, all of these tables for different modules were holding the data. Now it has been much more simplified. All I see is 3 plus 3, 6 tables from around 15 to 20 tables. But now in this new world, now that we have consolidated data, there are interesting AI, analytics, automation opportunities as long as we can get the right information streaming done. And to brief, there's some technical changes as well on ACDOCA table which SAP has done. So let's walk through that. In this table, the usual date time fields are no more there, but technically what SAP has done is they have given a field called timestamp, which stores the technical date time right up to the second when the information was stored. And that is how a lot of organizations, they want to extract and read this information. This is the timestamp field, which is there on the ACDOCA table. So that makes our streaming that much more interesting, because now we are streaming it by a single timestamp field for literally all of your accounting entries. So how to set this up? We can do this on ACDOCA, but this is a dev test system. There's not that many entries. It's what we did was we copied this to exactly the same table, same structure. We just made this name as ZACDOCA. All those fields which you'd find are there, and then we have created a number of entries, around 12,000 entries. And what we'll do is extract this as full, as well as do some delta postings. So we're doing this on ACDOCA simply because of ease of creating entries in a dev test system, but all of this is applicable for ACDOCA as well. All right, so the question is, how do we do this in Fabric? So first, in Fabric, we have, again, this should be familiar by now. We have this extraction mechanism, data flow, and all we are configuring here is event-based extraction from your SAP. So we are triggering an event, and this event is registered here in SAP. Let me walk you through quickly with this setup. So 37. If you see, there's a job schedule based on this event, ACDOCA CDC. I run this. Here's the job which is scheduled, and if I look at the steps, essentially what I have is I'm asking it to extract from ACDOCA, sending the data over to my Azure system, and I've specified the fields which I want to extract, because ACDOCA has hundreds of fields. I don't need all of those in every setup, so that's configurable. What are the fields we need? And then we are asking it to do delta based on timestamp. So this is based on this event which is registered in SAP. So if you want to see C62 SM62, I always confuse those two. This is the event that is registered. The interesting thing is this event then can be triggered from outside of SAP as well as within SAP. If we want to trigger something based on a process, then this event can be used. So this is part of the standard package for ACDOCA, which is provided in this namespace. And essentially, what we are going to do is from Fabric triggering this event, which would go ahead and process our entries. So back to Fabric, this event is triggered, and this usually will be scheduled event. Can go ahead and set it up on a schedule, but I'm going to right now just run this. So now it would go ahead and run, and if I refresh this, what it has done is 2133. This is the one which it has just completed based on the event triggered. And if I look at this pool, it generated an Azure file. So if I go to my Azure, basically to the directory which we asked it to generate, and refresh this, I see an entry created for 433. And if you see, first row is all the fields I asked it to extract, and in all it has extracted 12,732 entries. Now, so this is the full extraction. We obviously can do, I just want everything after a certain date, let's say start of the year, start of the month, but we just did a full extraction. Now we get on to the next step of how do we do delta from this. So for delta, it's pretty similar. In the ACDOCA table, I'll go ahead and create a few entries, which usually your SAP system will be posting this. That's the primary reason I have created the Z table, so that I can simply post the entries. So 4, here is 25, and going to the timestamp field, usually this is the one which we are tracking with. So I'll just put this as 23. So timestamp basically is doing year, month, day, hour, minute, and second. So I'll save this. And then I'll create 2 entries just for this one. Now we have 2 entries, and now if we go and run the delta, it should go and fetch just those 2 entries from our SAP. So this says it's successfully done. If I go and check my job log on SAP, 2136, that's the latest one. Again, the CDC. And it has generated the Delta file on the cloud. So if I go to my Azure cloud and refresh, there I have a new file which has been generated, and there it is. It is just fetched those 2 entries based on the timestamp increment. So this is how your ACDOCA extraction for full as well as delta will be set up to grab data on timestamp basis. And some of your apps, if they're using delta, they can make a REST call and use it as well. All right, I hope you find this useful.